Okay, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the multiple reasons why you might slice the golf ball. A lot of times people assume it's from path, which means the club is coming from the outside in, or they assume that it's from some sort of chicken wing. It actually can be a form of many different things that'll cause you to slice the golf ball. So I want to discuss all those today because a lot of times people say, Brad, can you please help me with my slice? They don't send in a video, no context as to how the ball is starting. Is it starting left and slicing? Is it starting right and slicing? Is it just a push? Right? So let's talk about all the different reasons why someone might slice the golf ball and see if any of these fit for you and how it can maybe help you in your golf game. So let's start off right from the basics with your grip. Sometimes I'll see a grip where the left hand will be rotated, where this line is pointed almost to the left shoulder. And what happens is it's a very weak left hand grip. And when we try to rotate the club, it's very minimal rotation we can do with our left hand. And I find that causes, A, it's hard to release, and B, I find a lot of people end up trying to help it with their upper body through the golf shot, lifting, trying to help it to create power, speed, rotation. And so first thing I want to do is I want you, if you look down and you see that this line is going to this left shoulder, let's strengthen that left hand a little bit. If you're a weak left-hander and you slice the golf ball, let's strengthen that left hand, okay? Let's talk about various swing paths. Right? Swing paths. So I have three little indicators down here set up. All right? This inside indicator with the colors on it, that will be our inside path, which means from the top of the golf swing, the club's going to travel from the inside to get to the golf ball. We have our pink alignment stick, which will be right down the line with the dead zero back of the ball swing path. Then we have our other piece of piping here that will indicate the over the top, outside in, where it's outside of the golf ball, and this half of the golf ball towards the golf ball. All right, and that's the most common thing that I'll see for people who play golf in general, let alone slice it. So from the top, okay, from the top, if you have a tendency to cast, similar to fishing, which is why they call it that, when you're casting and fishing, right? We cast the club head away from us, right? It's going to make that club head get on the outside. What happens is that means we're going to be swinging from outside to inside. We're going to hit the outer half of the golf ball. There's only a few things that can happen. We're either going to pull it to the left, and if you release at all, meaning roll the club face over, roll that toe over, release that club head. If you do that while coming over it, that's going to be in the housing on the left, okay? If you come over the top and you leave your club face wide open, okay, that ball's going to go way to the right. It's going to be ugly. It's going to have no spin and no power. A lot of times people ask me, why does a slice go so much shorter than a ball that turns over or draws? And so when this golf club comes through and it's wide open, right, you can see we've added loft to that club. We've actually turned this 9-iron into something like a sand wedge. And so not only are we just grazing the golf ball, right, because we're not compressing it, we're not hitting the back of the golf ball, we're essentially just skimming a portion of that golf ball, almost like you would hit a cue shot in pool and try and put some English on it. You barely hit the side of the white ball, right? It's the same thing when you come across and the club face is wide open. You're only getting a fraction of that golf ball with the golf club. And as you can see, if we watch these spin here, you can see the amount of side spin it puts on it. So not only are we turning a 9-iron into a sand wedge, but we're hitting with a glancing blow. Okay, and so the ball's not going to go anywhere. That's pretty common. So we'll either see a ball, someone who comes over the top, releases and hits a big hook. Someone who comes over the top, leaves the club wide open and hits a big slice. Or maybe you're the kind of player who comes over the top, starts at left, but then hangs on for dear life, almost opens the club face through impact to try and save that ball from going left, and the ball starts left and actually then slices back. And that ball is going to land super, super dead. It's going to have a tremendous amount of backspin inside. It's going to land like it's landing in mud. Okay. So how can we clean this up? How can we help you? Right? You have a weak left-hand grip. We talked about strengthening it. All right. We talked about if you're a caster, if you come over and hit it left. Are you a chicken winger? Do you pull the left arm out? Right? Some people, a la Jordan Spieth, get here and pull this left arm out. A lot of times they feel like it's a way to create power. That's like anti-power, right? Speed comes from the elbows down in our hands, wrists, and forearms and fingers. And if we can't make those move as fast as possible, if we're actually holding on and pulling away and almost eliminating the use of those hands, we're going to hit the ball as short as possible. We're not going to ever maximize. Okay, and so maybe you're a chicken winger. So let's talk about how we already fixed the left-hand grip. Maybe that's something that can help you. Let's talk about swing path. Okay, something that's discussed a lot, and I don't think a lot of people truly understand it. And so I want you to exaggerate. Okay, if you have a tendency and you've seen yourself on video or your buddies tell you you're coming over the top, okay, some people, all right, will get here and come over the top with their hands. Some will come over and turn with their shoulders. Okay, I want to quiet both of them so we can exaggerate, do a little 2-for-1. Okay, so I'm going to take this pipe here. I'm actually going to move it. Okay, I'm going to move it right here so it's in line with our inside path in the golf ball. Okay, and I want you to really exaggerate. Get an alignment stick and another alignment stick. Okay, and we're going to set inside the inside swing path, so we're going to call it what? 5-6 inches. Really exaggerate inside. And what I want you to visualize is like this is a railroad track that's continuous. The path to the golf ball and the track is going to continue in a straight line right down that track to the right of our target line. Okay? So many people are afraid of swinging to the right because they hit the ball to the right. So they think if they swing left, okay, that's going to help them stop hitting it to the right. But the more we swing across it, the more side spin that we're putting on it. All right, so the theory is just incorrect, right? And it's a good attempt. It makes sense logically, but that's not how it works in golf, right? We actually need to swing that way if we're going to hit a ball that actually draws. And so I know it can be scary, aiming at the water and trying to turn it back, but that's how much I want to exaggerate while we're on the driving range. Okay, so we have our in to out swing path on a continuous line, in the path, golf ball, secondary path past the golf ball. Okay, and what I want you to do is we're going to aim straight. We're going to aim nice and square. Okay, square meaning shoulders square, hips square, right down the target line, a little bit stronger left-hand grip. And from the top of the backswing, okay, I want you to keep your shoulders, right, essentially facing to the camera where I'm facing right now. Maybe 45-degree angle. If this is, call this 0, right, call this 90. Not many people can get there. Let's call this 45, okay? So we're going to keep our shoulders at a 45-degree angle and pause, freeze, literally stop, okay? Now what I want you to do is, I want you to feel like your hands are going to come closer to your right thigh. 3-4 inches, right? Really close to this right thigh. You can see this shaft is actually right in line with this alignment stick visual that we have here on the bottom, on this colored pipe. And then we're going to go close to right thigh, further away from left thigh. And we're really going to exaggerate this feeling of going in to out, close to far. Now I want to make sure when you get up to the top, you're not doing this with your shoulders. You're not turning your shoulders. It's very difficult when we do this to swing from the inside. It's almost impossible. Okay, so I want you to exaggerate. Keep your shoulders right here. Have a buddy standing right there. Pick a target, clubhouse, putting green, something. Okay, where you're going to stop, freeze, pause, work on the arms coming down quietly. All right, we're not going to yank them down. All right, quietly, close, in line with your alignment stick or shaft or whatever you have on the ground, close to the right leg, further away from the left leg. Right? So maybe I'm 3-4 inches from this leg, 6-8 inches from my left leg. It's super exaggerated. This isn't going to be our end game. This is going to be how we fix it. Anytime someone comes to me with a hook or a slice, I teach them how to do the exact opposite, and then we meet in the middle. That's how human nature is. If I teach you how to hit it dead straight from a slice, you're still going to hit a big push. Okay, that's just how it works. That's what I found in my last, gosh, I'm old, 22 years of teaching, right? So, up and around, pause the shoulders, quiet, let the arms fall, into out, and over here to the right. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about release, because that's the next part of it. Maybe you're a left arm yanker, maybe you don't know how to release the club. There's a million people that are going to tell you different things. One thing I understand is speed, right? It was kind of my world, it is my world. I promise you, we need to release this toe of the club. And by release, I mean we need to turn this toe from toe up to toe up. From right here on this side of the golf ball to over here. And so I got a really good drill for you. And so what I want you to do is to choke down essentially your thumb on the shaft with just your left hand. If you're a left-hander, it would be your right hand. And I'll mirror that here in a second. So what I want you to do is, when you go back to the top, okay, we're going to keep those shoulders closed, 45. We're going to come down close to our right leg. I want you to put your right hand just above the elbow line so you can actually pinch it right here against your side, okay? And we're going to keep this arm here. We're not going to let this arm pull away like this. And what I want you to do is keep this arm right here, and let's let this toe release and roll over. Still going close to far. Still going close to far, right? Do it very slowly, okay? Shoulders closed, 45, staying there. Real slow release. Now, a lot of times, the first time I had to show this to people, what they'll do is they'll actually end up scooping it this way. They'll get the club face to the sky, and their back of their left hand will go skyward, okay? And they'll also pull and drag. I want you to keep this arm pinned against you to where your left hand is pointing to your right toe and it stays there. See, my arm is still pointed back here. My arm is still pointed back here behind my right toe, okay? Up and around, shoulders stay close, pin the left arm and keep it there, and let that toe roll over into out. Let that back of that hand release and roll over, okay? We don't want to scoop it, right? We don't want to add loft, okay? We want to roll that toe. This is the toe, this bottom groove, I want it straight to the sky when we're done, okay? And if we do that, and you put some real diligent effort into it, okay? I promise you can start hitting draws, okay? If you will put some effort into changing your habits, okay? Shoulders staying here, close. I'll release my toe to the right. I promise you, you're going to start seeing golf balls. They're going to start a little to the right and come back. If you're a lefty, they'll start a little bit to the left and come back, okay? Let's do it one time for the left-handers real quick, okay? Choke down, right hand, right? Up and around, shoulders stay square. Pin my arm against, close. Release the toe, keep the hand back, release the toe, okay? Not scooping, release the toe, okay? I hope this video can help you stop casting, overturning, not understanding how to release, whatever the case may be. Hopefully it'll help you, right? Start being able to hit balls from in to out, exaggerating, right? And start pushing draws, right, around the golf course. So, we'll talk to you later. Let's hit one more ball before we go. You guys have a good day.